Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we are in the Tier 7 USN light cruiser, the Helena. I really mess up the name every single time. I am joined with Formal Sky in the Atlanta, and can I say, I really do like the Helena. I think she's such a fun ship. I really recommend her. I think she's going to be the last one you're really going to enjoy thoroughly until you get to maybe the Wooster, or maybe just USN light cruisers might not be your thing. Give the Helena a try, and you might actually enjoy her. We are currently playing on estuaries, playing standard battle. Yay, so much fun. There are obviously a few tier 7s, but for the most part it's fairly tier 6, so top tier, always very nice. And you might be asking why I think the Helena is so much fun. Well, considering the Helena has 15 guns, very similar to the Megami at tier 8, but unlike the Megami, she actually has a decent reload speed on her, and also she tends to be a little bit more nimble, which is extremely beneficial because if you're facing off against a lion, that's definitely a ship you don't want to see a lot, because like USN light cruisers, the armor is not fantastic at all. A Geo comes out, did spot us, did smoke up, and yeah, aimed a little bit too far forward there, but just the ability to just open up with 15 guns is just fantastic, and more than likely you're actually going to hit a ship. Now the Helena, as I did kind of point out, has very thin armor. She's very easy to take a lot of damage, and obviously since it is a tier 7, you have no ability to repair damage incurred during the battle. And that Agile finally goes down to the friendly Agile. So a good recommendation when playing these ships is islands are your waifu. You want to make love to these islands, you want to marinate them. Now they're switching over to food, but you understand what I mean. You want to make sure they are there to have your back. And the good thing about the USN light cruisers is the fact that they are able to lob shells over islands with little difficulty. And I will have to say, once you get the feel for the Helena, landing your shells on targets generally not the most difficult thing in the world. I will have to say, trying to hit a Normandy that is currently behind a island and where you can't really see is a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable. You still can cause a lot of damage. And this captain I actually believe is my Atlanta captain, and he does have IFHE, which definitely is extremely beneficial because it will mean that you're able to penetrate a little bit thicker armor. But fires are definitely another bread and butter of yours. So definitely want to get those fires. And the Normandy is coming around the corner. I reposition because obviously he is looking this direction, trying to possibly remove this annoying Helena from the battle as quickly as possible. And also, I will have to say, I have no idea what this Gil's doing. He's being hyper aggressive there. I believe there's actually 3 destroyers in their cap, which is the last 3 destroyers in this battle, and he's just gonna play cat and mouse. But as you can see, the Atlanta is definitely proving its worth, just bombarding the enemy target with IFHE, or IFHE, well, hopefully IFHE. But anyways, Normandy is starting to come back around the corner, and we actually got detected there, and I believe it was in fact the New Orleans over there that was detecting us. And this gameplay, I will have to say, it's not overly exciting, but it's the right way to play the ship. Actually having my ship pointed the other direction in case I do need to get out of there a little bit more quickly, I do have the ability to. Normally Normandy actually goes down. We actually earn Arsonist. That is our first kill of the game. And we go ahead and switch our attention over to the Queen Elizabeth. Now, as you can see, Formal is playing the very similar style, holding down a corner and just bombarding a ship with the HE shells that Atlanta is very well known for. Now, this probably wouldn't be overly beneficial. There's a couple things you do have to keep in mind. It really does rely on the enemy team to push, be aggressive, and not overrunning your position, especially with destroyers. Now, unfortunately, we have just lost the Agile that was currently sitting in the middle, and this Queen Elizabeth is just gonna go down so very, very quickly. Go ahead and switch my attention over to the enemy Nagato. Enemy team have lost 4 ships to our 1. And going back to kind of what I was saying with the fact that this style of play really does once again require the enemy team to really push you. And not push you too hard with any real support from enemy destroyers, but also with the fact that if they don't do this, you're gonna definitely struggle, and that's kind of what a lot of ships face, especially USN light cruisers face whenever they actually have to make a play. They do have a little bit more of a difficult struggle. Now, once again, Helena is a fantastic ship, and high props to Sajil. I think this is actually more defensive smoke for himself, but his smoke screen actually lets me fire on this Nagato with impunity. But even if the Helena is up tiered, if played correctly, she can be quite devastating, especially if in close quarters, because of the guns reload so quickly against other cruisers. If they show a lot of broadside, they are going to eat 15 shells of AP, and I have done it against cruisers of different nations, and even though they are the 152s that obviously the Helena is only able to run, can be quite devastating. So do be wary of the Helena, and shooting its AP can be quite devastating. Although, as I did obviously point out multiple times, the armor is quite terrible. Now, the Helena does have Hydro, which is nice, but what's really beneficial is the ability of use that defensive AA, especially if you are spotted by any enemy craft. Extremely beneficial, and also all your battleship friends will love you. Now you can kind of see how I'm playing the Helena, taking my time. I am currently being aimed at by, I believe, a cruiser up north. We also know that there is a destroyer that was out east. The enemy team still has 2 destroyers, but just this is the positioning that you want. The ability to lob over shells, and unfortunately this does mean you do have to rely on your teammates to spot for you. If they don't spot for you, there's very little you can do, because this ship does not have defensive AA or defensive AA radar by any stretch of the imagination. So you do have to rely on your team to do some of the sneaky work. Now we just earned Confederate, caused a fire on the New Mexico. What you could easily do is let that one fire burn, switch targets to another ship, and then let that other ship burn. But I am going to focus down this New Mexico. He is burning on 2 fires, and just watch how quickly this New Mexico just goes down to the hellfire that the Helena can put out. It's quite disgusting, to say the very least. There we've earned also high caliber, and we're not done yet. Now this New Mexico is gonna go down, kill number trace for us. Very, very nice. And there's the enemy galleon. Now the Helena against destroyers is quite disgusting as well, quite terrifying. Now, as I did point out, she doesn't have any potential for radar. which obviously means that the only way you're really going to be able to spot a destroyer in smoke is if you're able to get within Hydra range. And now that the Queen Elizabeth is running away, I'm gonna try to get in there and try to help Atlanta. Actually takes out our friendly Agile. Still focusing on this Queen Elizabeth. New Mexico takes out the Atlanta. So all that is left on this enemy team is the Queen Elizabeth, the Mahan, and the Gallant. And this Fuso is pushing in against 2 destroyers with no backup. Don't know what our 2 destroyers are doing at the moment. No idea why they're all the way back there. Granted, the Mahan is very, very low on health, but they could at least try to assist our battleship that is still pushing against this Queen Elizabeth, and maybe the battleship probably shouldn't have pushed so much. Who knows? That is kill number 4 for us, and there are still 2 destroyers left on the enemy team. Now we obviously know where they are at. They are currently sitting in that smoke screen, trying to get torpedoes off against this Fuso that is very bravely pushing against that smoke. Looks like the Fuso does eat 1 torpedo. We do have a Hydro, so if the enemy destroyers decide to stick in that smoke, they should be Hydro, but the Mahan actually gets detected. I would go ahead and pop my smoke screen just in case of any potential torpedoes. And obviously the Mahan is now safely hiding in its smoke screen. Get 3 hits. Looks like the Mahan actually might be going for a torpedo run on the enemy Fuso. Yep, it looks like it. Shells away, and this is why I think this is just disgusting. 15 shells at a destroyer with IFHE. That destroyer just has no chance, and there we go. Kraken unleashed for us. So there we go. Kraken unleashed, and all that's left is this enemy Gallant, and well, he has Atlanta, Helena, and a battleship firing at him. Not like he's going to last for very much longer. So not a bad battle. Not a bad battle at all, especially for the Helena. So this is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.